our next guest is an international treasure. She is the world's foremost expert on chimpanzees and has a brand new show about it. It's called Jane. It premieres tomorrow on Apple TV+. Please say hello to Dr. Jane Goodall. Pleasure it is to have you here. Thank you for coming.
Well, it's great to be invited.
Yeah, you know, I know a lot about, I feel like I know a lot, or at least a little bit about you, because my daughter has a book about you. She's 8 years old, and we read it frequently. And she has now announced that she wants to take care of animals and help animals. I'm trying to get her into crypto, but she loves animals, you know?
Well, good for her.
Yes, yes.
Just like me, how I was. Yes.
And one of the things, I mean, just the basics about your life is that you, when you went to study these primates, to watch these chimpanzees and write down what they've done, what they're doing, you weren't an expert. You weren't Dr. Jane Goodall at that time.
No, I wasn't. But, you know, when I was born, I popped out of my mother's womb loving animals, everything from earthworms, birds, and squirrels. When I was 10, I read Tarzan of the Apes. And, of course, 10-year-old girls are very romantic, and I fell passionately in love with this glorious lord of the jungle. And what did he do? He married the wrong Jane.
He married a Jane, yeah. Do you think the fact that Tarzan was in a relationship with Jane made an impression on you, just because they had the same name?
Well, I thought she was a wimp. But anyway, that was when, I mean, I knew there wasn't a Tarzan. That's when I dreamed I'm going to grow up, go to Africa, live with wild animals and write books about them, because girls weren't scientists like that in those days.
Right.
Everybody laughed at me, and I want to make a point of this. I had a very supportive mother. Jane, if you really want to do something like this, you'll have to work really hard, take advantage of every opportunity, and if you don't give up, hopefully you find a way.
And when you did all those things and more, and you had a particular relationship with one chimp in particular. David Greybeard is the name that you gave. I think we have a photograph here. How old are you in this shot?
I'm 26.
26 years old, and Are you eating bugs off of David?
No, I'm just gently moving through his hair.
I see,
which
okay.
is very soothing, and they love it.
Are bananas really a chimpanzee's favorite, or is that a stereotype?
It's a sort of stereotype, but if those wild chimpanzees hadn't had some kind of banana plantation, they wouldn't have eaten the bananas I offered them, because they're very conservative.
Oh, interesting. So, they won't just eat anything you eat, like a dog will eat anything you throw on the ground.
And so will a baboon, but chimps are very fussy. And if an infant tries a new food, the mother will hit it away.
Is there a chimp language? Do they speak a particular language?
Would you like to demonstrate?
I would love to.
Come.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh, all right. I just want to make one thing really clear. A lot of people think I am. I'm not actually a chimpanzee.
Well, wait a minute. Okay. Right now, you are a male chimpanzee. You're dominant.
Okay. Oh, thanks.
I'm a female. Okay, so I'm a female.
Look at that little penguin over there.
Be serious.
Okay, sorry, I'm not being serious.
You've got to be serious, because you might be asked about this later.
Okay, all right.
So you're a big male chimpanzee. I'm a female, so I'm a little bit nervous, and I come up and I give a little, which is submission. But you like me, so you pat my head, and then,
Do I say anything?
No.
Oh.
You just...
I'm quiet? Yeah.
And then probably I groom you a little bit.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And you could groom me, too.
Oh, all right. Oh, yes, there is a knit right there. Delicious. All right, well, Are chimps happier than human beings?
Some are, some aren't. They're just like people.
Really?
Nice
Is this
ones,
the same
nasty
summer?
ones, subordinate ones are not very happy. Dominant ones can be pretty, full of themselves.
Does studying chimps teach you more about human beings?
It does in a way. It teaches us that we have inherited aggressive tendencies, but also loving and altruistic ones. And we have a brain that can help us to choose, are we going to be mean or nice? And unfortunately, people don't use the brain enough in that respect.
Yeah. You were the person you were the first person to observe chimpanzees using tools, the sticks, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
They use all kinds of tools. They use stems to fish termites from their nests, and they use long sticks to fish vicious army ants out of their nests, and they crumple leaves to suck up water they can't reach with their lips, all sorts of things.
That was like a big front page story when you discovered that.
Yeah.
Could a chimp drive like a golf cart?
Well, they can be taught to.
They can.
Yeah, but I mean, we shouldn't have captive chimps, so we don't want chimps driving golf carts.
Okay. We could bring some golf carts out there.
Well, it still isn't appropriate for a chimp.
Okay.
Maybe for you, now you're a chimp, but...
This is kind of a terrible question. I don't know, maybe this is a weird question to ask, but when a chimp dies, do they have any kind of is there a ceremony or is there anything that the chimps do?
There's a lot of mourning and grief. So if a mother dies, the children will hang around for days. And if a young one dies, the mother will carry the body around. So there isn't a burial or anything. Elephants do burials, but chimpanzees just mourn and they stop eating. And it's very sad. One young one actually died when he's lost his mother.
Wow. He died
of
after
grief.
losing his mother.
Yeah.
Wow. You're open to the idea that Bigfoot might exist, true?
Well, there's so many stories. Like, I was in the midst of Ecuador with jungle all around and a few little isolated communities. And hunters used to go from community to community. So I asked my translator, I said, when you meet one of these hunters, all I said, have you seen a monkey without a tail? And 5 of them came back and said, oh, yeah, there are monkeys without tails. They walk upright and they're 6 foot high. So take it or leave it. But
and do you have any idea, or theory as to what those might be?
Well, sort of maybe, remnant Neanderthals or something.
Huh. And no one took any pictures of those tailless monkeys?
Well, there are a couple of pictures which people refute and say they're probably fake.
Those famous pictures that we've seen, you believe those might actually be real?
Well, they might.
Yeah, okay. Your new series is, my daughter Jane is going to love your new show. It's called Jane. It is not about you, but it is about a little girl named Jane who loves animals and who goes on adventures.
And she loves me.
And she loves you. Yes, she's studied you.
She's got pictures all around her wall of me and David Greybeard and me growing up with my wonderful dog Rusty, who taught me that animals do have personalities, minds and feelings, which scientists told me it wasn't true. A lot of people have dogs and cats. They know.
Of course.
They have personalities, minds and emotions. They feel happy or sad.
Right, yeah. And are you a Metallica fan by any chance?
No.
No? Okay, all right, just checking because they're coming out. I didn't know if you wanted to introduce them or anything. Well, it's so great to have you here. I could talk to you for 3 hours, and we could grunt at each other and even understand now. But thank you for being with us. The show is called Jane. It premieres tomorrow on Apple TV+. Dr. Jane Goodall, everybody. Thank you so much. We'll be back with Metallica.